Again, welcome to ITSE2309. This is the intro for Chapter 2, Data Model. Remember, we are adding tools to this conceptual toolbox. This conceptual toolbox will be used to support databases. This chapter will introduce concepts and terminology used to formulate or model what the finished product will look like. Let us begin with this idea. You are interested in a new home. You visit an architect. What would you expect to find in the office of the architect? Say a model, a facsimile of things to be. In your discussion with your architect, you state that you are interested in a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4-car garage. Immediately, the architect begins to visualize and conceptualize the final product. Now, during your conversation, when do you think you will discuss the pouring of the foundation? Most probably never. This would just be an assumption on your part that this would occur during the process. Another question, when do you believe that the plumbing will be installed? On or before the concrete is poured onto the foundation? This leads us to discuss rules that will be used in the process, business rules. Now, if you were to see a set of architectural plans, do you think you could locate the bathtub? Most likely yes, because you're familiar with a graphical representation of a bathroom. Now, this leads us to the use of graphical representation that will be used to visualize the final product, the final database product. Now, as you, the architect, continues to listen to your client, you formulate this model based on discussion. You imagine a 4,900 square foot home, say 70 by 70 feet. But then the client rejects one item. The lot is 50 feet by 50 feet. A constraint. Not to worry, you begin to manage a very nice 2-story home. The home is still buildable. And then as the conversation continues, you learn that the lot that the client has chosen has a 45-degree angle. The home is still buildable, but now maybe a 3-level event or some type of underground garage is more realistic. This introduces the evolution of alternative models, from 1-story to 2-story to 3-story to some permutation thereof. Now, as you would expect, there would be terminology, annotations used by the architect to convey the building process, like the bathtub. There's also terminology and notations to be used in the design of a database. In this chapter, we'll be discussing the CHEN notation, the CRO notation, and the UML notation. Now, when the conversation turns to the materials the architect will be using to build his home, for the purposes of our situation, we will consider Oracle as the material that we will use to build this database. This ends this module.